Hello everyone. Today we start a new topic, brick masonry of chapter number 2 or a module number 2, masonry construction. And in a brick masonry construction, we discuss about the important importance of the brick masonry. Then after types of size of bricks masonry, and then after common term used in a brick masonry, some of the important definitions, requirements of the groove brickwork, and at the last bonding of the brick masonry. And also in a last we discuss about the different tools are used in a brick masonry. So let's we start a new topic, brick masonry. So what is, first of all, starting of the brick masonry, first we discuss about what is brick masonry. So brick masonry is a laying of a brick bonded together with a mortar is called a brick masonry. So what is laying of a brick? So laying of a brick is a prepare one layer above the another layer, and these layer are bonded with a mortar. Mortar is a mixture of the cement sand, or a second type of the mortar is a lime sand, or a third type of the mortar is a cement sand and lime. And these type of the mortar, by using this type of the mortar, we bonded the bricks with each other is called a brick masonry. Now strength of the brick masonry depend upon the bonding material and bonding method. So what is strength of the brick masonry? So here bonding material and bonding method. So here in a material, brick masonry mortar is used. There are mainly two types of the material is used. First is a cement, and second type of the material is a lime. So here both the material getting the different strength, and second is a bonding method. So here different types of the bond is given in next to next slide. We discuss about the bonding method. Now second point is the types of brick. So there are main two types of the brick. First is a modular brick, and second one is a conventional brick. So modular brick and conventional brick, both the figures are seen in a on a screen. And here in a modular brick, size of the brick is a 19 by 9 by 9. So all the dimensions are in a centimeter. And conventional brick is a size 23 by 11.4 by 7.5 centimeter. So here all the dimensions are in a centimeter. So generally in a construction, conventional brick is maximum use in a construction. Now next is we discuss about the common term used in a brick masonry. So here some of the common terms or definition generally used in a brick masonry. So one by one we discuss. So first term is a course. So what is course? Course is a horizontal layer of the brick in a wall is a course. So here see that figure. In this figure there are four layer, horizontally four layer of the brick. So it's called a four course of the brick. Clear? Now next definition is a joint. So it is the junction of the two or more brick in a wall construction to joint with each other is called a joint. So here there are two types of the joint, head joint and bed joint. So what is head joint? So from the brick part, header is joined with each other, other brick is called a header joint. So here see exactly vertical line, red color vertical line shown in a figure, and marked by the header joint. So header joint is a vertical joint. And what is bed joint? So bed joint is a horizontal joint. So when the one layer brick is joined with another layer is called a bed joint. Now next definition is a header. So what is header? So first see figure number 2. So here three main important point is given: header, stretcher and frog. So what is header? Header is the smallest part of the brake. Stretcher is the longest part of the brake, and a frog is at the top. One of the frog is provided for bonding of the masonry work. Now here header is the brick which lies the greatest length at a right angle to the face of the masonry is called a header. So here in another word, so all the header part of the brick arranged at a face of the wall is called a header. Now next is a stretcher. Stretcher, it is the brick which lies longest side parallel to the face of the masonry work is called a stretcher. So see this figure. So all the longest part of the brick we exactly seen from the front view. So it's called a stretcher part, and bond is called a stretcher bond. Now frog. So small depression created purposely on the top of the brick is called a frog. So exactly you see in a exactly frog always shown on the top side of the brake. So here a frog, some of the companies write their name and symbols as a marking point of the brake. So here frog is generally at the top of the brake. Now next is a face. So what is face? The surface of the wall exposed to the weather is called a face. So here external side surface of the wall is known as a face wall. So in a figure you exactly seen. So external wall surface, so which is touch with in touch with the weather is called a face wall. Next is a facing. The material used in the face of the wall is known as a facing. So means material which is used to prepare a outer side of the wall and generally used in a outer wall is called a facing. Now next definition is a backing. So the inner surface of the wall which is not exposed to the weather is called a back. So means here see this figure. So inner portion, so inner part of the building, so which is not touch with weather, not a contact with weather, like not touch with the rain, snow uh, or any another weather condition, so it's called a back. Now next is a backing. So what is backing? So the material used to prepare inner part of the brick masonry work or a stone masonry work is called a backing. Now next definition is a bed. So what is bed? The bottom surface of the brick when laid flat is termed as a bed. So here see in a figure. So bed we prepare a first layer of the brick and then after we use the mortar. So mortar is a maximum thickness is of 15 mm, and this mortar is prepared look like a bed, and above the bed we put a second layer of the brick. So the bottom surface of the brick when the laid flat is termed as a bed. Now next is a arris. Arris is a edge formed by the intersection of the plan surface of the brick is called a arris. So it's a corner part of the brickwork. Bricks is or edges is called a arris. Now next is a hurting. So what is hurting? The portion of the wall between the facing and backing is called a hurting. So here see this figure. So hurting is generally we seen in a cavity wall. So cavity wall is a two wall constructed. One is a face side and another is a back side. So when we add the material between the two wall is called a hurting. So inner portion. Now next is a king closer. So closure, what is king closure? King closure is obtained by cutting the piece of the brick at the center of the header and up to the center of the stretcher is called a king closure. So see this figure, half part is mark half part in a header and half part in a stretcher, and we cut the corner is called a king closure. Now next is a definition is a queen closure. So what is queen closure? So queen closure is obtained by cutting the brick in a lengthwise in a two piece is called a queen closure. So from the header side, half part is marked and totally cut up to the second header. So here lengthwise brick is cut in a two part is called a king closure. Next is a mitred closure. So when the triangular portion of is cut through its width and making the angle of 45 to 60 degree with the length of the brick is called a mitred closure. So generally mitred closure is generally used in a corner of the wall. Clear? So here corner of the wall is a mitred closure is required and angle is a 40 to 60 degree. We cut the brick. So here from the corner of the header to 40 to 60 degree we cut the brick is called a mitred closure. Next is a definition is a beveled closure. So when the triangular portion of the brick cut through is a half width of the header to the corner of the another header. So here triangular portion of the stretcher is cut is called a beveled closure. Now next definition is a lap. So what is lap? So it is a horizontal distance between the vertical joint is known as a lap. So see this figure. So between the two vertical joint, distance between the two vertical joint. So in a figure exactly you see the two vertical joint, upper and lower vertical joint. So distance between the two vertical joint is called a lap. Next is a perpend. Perpend is defined as a vertical joint in each coarse masonry is called a perpend. So see this figure. It is defined as a vertical joint in each course and distance between the each course is known as a perpend. Another definition is a bed joint. So it is defined as a horizontal layer of the mortar on which brick are laid is known as a bed joint. So already we discussed about the bed joint. Next is a bull nose. So the brick which one edge is round and the other edge is right angle is term as a single bull nose. So here single bull nose generally used in a gardening area and used as a top portion of the partition wall or a compound wall for the attractive view purpose. And also this type of the brick is also used as a corner brick construction work. Now next is next definition of bed. So when the brick is cut across the width is called a bed. So when the brick is cut by marking the half part of the stretcher or cut the half part of the stretcher is called a bed. Now next is a bond. So bond is the method of the arrangement of the brick in a course and tied together with a mortar is known as a bond. So here there are different types of the bond is generally we use. So in a next slide we discuss about the different types of the bonds and now we discuss about the requirement of the good brick works. So first we start different points the requirement for the good brick work. So good brick masonry utilize the brick which are sound, hard, well burnt and with a uniform color and shape and size. So here generally we use the brick. So these are the main important points to be kept in mind during the use of the brick masonry work. Now next is the brick should be compact, homogeneous, free from holes, crack and air bubble and stone lumps. So all the uh, so these brick should be properly soaked in a water at least 2 hours before use. So in these brickwork should be laid on their bed with a frog portion upward. So during the construction time, so compulsory frog is put on the upper part of the brick. Now next is the brick coat should be laid truly horizontal and should have a truly vertical joints, and brick should rise uniform with a proper bond. The height of the brick masonry construction in a day should not exceed the 1.5 meter height. So it is compulsory at a 1.5 meter height brickwork. Your brick construction work is stop, and next point is a finished brickwork is a cure for the period of the 1 to 2 weeks. Means compulsory 14 days watering or a curing is required in a brickwork. A good brickwork should have a fine, compact and uniform texture. When the struck with a hammer, it should give a good metallic sound, and when the drop from the height of the 1 meter on the another brick, it should not be break. So it's a important point of a good brick. Now next is a good brick should have a maximum compressive strength and durability. A good brickwork should have a maximum resistance to weather, and a good brickwork should have a fire resistance. Now we discuss about the next topic is a bond in a brick. So what is, first we start a bond in a brick. So in a last slide we discuss about the what is bond. So bond is a various arrangement of the brick to make a rigid wall structure is called a bond. So here arrangement of the brick, so we put a brick in a horizontally, vertically, and joined with each other with mortar, and this bond is a one type of the methodology to prepare a wall or to prepare a brickwork structure. So here different types of the bond is given in a brickwork. So here total 7 type of the bonds, brick bond is given. So first is a stretcher bond, second one is a header bond, third one is a English bond, fourth one is a Flemish bond, fifth one is a garden wall bond, sixth one is a ranking bond, and seventh one is a Dutch bond. So one by one we discuss. So what is stretch bond or a stretcher bond? So the brick are laid with a length in the direction of the wall is known as a stretcher bond. So when we see from the front view of the brickwork, so all the stretcher we seen on the face of the wall, so is known as a stretcher bond. So here wall thickness is a half of the brick because we put all the bricks in a stretcher side. So on the face we all the stretcher is seen is called a stretcher bond. Now next type of the bond is a header bond. So when we brick are laid with their end toward the face of the wall or a header toward the face of the wall is known as a header bond. So here wall thickness is a full length of the brick. So when we see from the front view, so all the headers are seen on the front side of the or a face side of the brickwork. Now next bond is a English bond. So wall thickness is a 20 centimeter or more and equal balance of the header and stretcher. So here see this figure. So in this figure English bond is seen. So English bond here two figure, totally four figure is given. So first two figure, upper side figure show the one brick thick wall, and second two figures show the 1.5 brick thick wall. So in a one brick thick wall, so all the stretcher are put in a course of the 1, 3 and 5th etc. courses, and in a second, fourth and sixth course header is seen. So when the first course or a first layer we put a stretcher, and above first layer so we put all the header part on the face of the wall, on the face side of the wall. So after completion of the work, you seen the exactly English bond you see in a figure number 2. Now if a 1.5 brick thick wall, so first 1.5 brick thick wall, so first in a first course we put a stretcher on the face side and a header in a inside, and in a second course we put a above stretcher header is provided, and in a back side stretcher is provided. So generally English bond generally used in a construction, maximum use in a construction. Now next is a Flemish bond. So in each course header and stretcher are arranged, and each and every course start with a header at a corner. So see this figure, 1.5 brick thick wall. So all the course are start at a header, and one stretcher and one header you exactly seen on the face of the wall. So one header and one stretcher alternately provided, and in a above layer so which is provided alternately continuously one header and stretcher. Now there are two types of the Flemish bond: single Flemish bond and double. There are two types of the Flemish bond: single Flemish bond and double Flemish bond. So what is single Flemish bond? The combination of the English bond and Flemish bond resulting in a single Flemish bond. And what is double Flemish bond? The same appearance in the face and back side is called a double Flemish bond. Now next type of the bond is a garden wall bond. So generally garden wall bond is used for the garden wall, boundary wall and a compound wall. So here garden wall bond not generally used in a load bearing structural wall. So height should not exceed the 2 meter, and thickness of the brickwork should not exceed the 1 brick. Now see this figure. So this figure garden wall bond look like English bond. So when we put a layer of the header, so after 3 to 4 layer another header, after 3 to 4 layer of the stretcher another one header layer is provided. So here garden wall bond is a nearer to English bond. In a English bond we put a one layer of the header and one layer of the stretcher, and then after one layer of the header and one layer of the stretcher. But in a garden wall bond, so one layer of the header is provided, and then after 3 layer of the stretcher or 3 to 4 layer of the stretcher is provided, and then after one layer is header is provided. So these are the main difference of the garden wall bond and English wall bond. Next is a ranking bond. So ranking means inclination or inclined. So this type of the ranking bond diagonal divided into two part: diagonal bond and herringbone bond. And we discuss about the first diagonal bond. So brick are laid at an angle of the inclination of 45 degree. So all the bricks are put at a 45 degree and prepare a bond is called a diagonal bond. At the end of the course, brick are cut at a triangular shape and put at the corner side. And second type of the bond is a herringbone. So herringbone is a brick are laid at a 45 degree in a opposite direction from the center of the wall. So see this figure. So from the center part of the wall, brick are at the bottom part brick are laid in a one direction of the 45 degree, and from the above the center part brick are put in a 45 degree in a opposite direction. So herringbone is a different as a diagonal bond, and in a diagonal bond all the brick are laid in a 45 degree in a same direction. So these are the main difference of the herring bond and a diagonal bond. Now next point is the laying of the brickwork. So laying of brick should be done very systematically with respect to proper bonding, jointing and last finishing. So following are the main important step for a laying of the brickwork for a wall construction. So burnt brick have a greater tendency to absorb the water. So here hence the brick should be thoroughly soaked in a water before laying them in a wall, so that the after laying the brick should not absorb the water from the mortar. So sometime mortar have a no water, so reason is a brick is soak the water from the mortar. So here compulsory properly brick is properly soak in a water or curing the water before laying in a or before use in a brickwork. Now next point is a layer of the mortar depth should depth about 50 mm spread uniformly on the top of the foundation course. Third point is that the corner of the wall is constructed first, and for this purpose one brick is laid first on the mortar at the corner and pressed with a hand. Now next is vertically with the help of the plumb bob the level and the alignment is checked, and if the closer and a brick is not in a level they are brought to be level by pressing it gently further. Now procedure mentioned in step 4 and step 5 is done at the other end of the wall. Then the brick are take and tied with a line dory or a cord or a string, and then these brick are suspended in such a way that the line dory or a mason cord get stretched on both the face of the wall and between the two end of the wall, so as to bring the further masonry work in a proper alignment. Now sixth step is that the stretcher and header are laid in a first course with respect to the alignment done by the line dory, and then fill up the vertical joint by the mortar. After laying the first course, mortar is laid and spread over the first course up to the depth of the 50 mm, and the other course of the header or stretcher are laid in a similar manner, and after completion of the work all the loose material is removed. So these are the procedure divided into 8 steps. Now next is a proportion of the mortar. So for the masonry work mortar is a 1:6 proportion. So what is 1:6? 1 part of the cement and 6 part of the sand. So also we take this ratio is in the form the weight. So 1 kg cement is equal to 6 kg of the sand. Now next is for external plaster or plastering to RCC work. So for the external plaster, so proportion is a 1:3. So 1 part of the cement and 3 part of the sand. And for internal plastering work 1:5 ratio is compulsory required. Now next point is a precaution in a brickwork. So what precaution we take during the brickwork? So bricks should be well burned, ready, sound and hard with a uniform size and shape. Next is a brick as per the specification. As per the specification means in a standard of the size, as per the standard size, and a brick to be soaked in a water. For a next is a more brickwork bed should be used, and frog should be done on the top of the surface. Next is a mortar thickness should be the same. Generally we use the mortar thickness is a 15 mm, and a proper bond should be done for the masonry work. So here bond we already discussed the English bond, Flemish bond, double Flemish bond, Rankine bond. So all the bonds we use in a masonry work, and a brick should be laid in a level. Now in the next slide there are the different tools and plant used in a brick masonry. So first figure show the brick hammer. So why brick hammer, and what is the use of the brick hammer? So brick hammer is used to break the brick, like in the form the brick bat or small brick portions. Now next is a brick axe. So in a brick is cut in a different shape, so brick axe is required. Next is a line and pins. So here line and pins, line dori is compulsory to construct a wall in a straight line. So line and pins is compulsory required. Next is iron pan. Iron pan is for the material transportation, or also used for to prepare mortar or a mix of the mortar. Next is a trowel. Trowel is used to fix the brickwork or to handle the mortar. Next is a plumb bob. So plumb bob is generally used uh, to check your wall construction is vertically or not. Next is a spirit level. So spirit level is generally used your wall is perfectly leveled or not. And next is a 2 foot 4 fold rule. So 2 foot fold rule is generally used for the measurement purpose. Next is a pavda. So pavda is used for mixing the mortar material, like in a dry mix purpose or a wet mix purpose. Next is a steel tap. Steel tap is used for the measurement purpose, so for the measuring of the length or thickness of the wall or a height. And last one is angle or a square. So generally angle is used to measure the angle, your angle is 90 degree or not. And also this angle is used to cut the brick in the form the angle at a 45 degree.